go and we'll pass the mic, ask the question, we can answer. So hopefully this will be an improvement for those watching the after replay on the TV and for those of you experiencing this live. Sound like a deal? I'm open for feedback. I hear you. Stand up. All right. I'll stand up. I know. Okay, and I forgot my glasses, so this is going to be good. Anyway, I do have some exciting news to share with everyone today. Two things. I remember last time we committed to coming back with a policy around room use policy, what we can use our common spaces for. And so I do have that written, signed, sealed, and ready to share with you all about that. But I wanted to make an announcement first. And like I said, let me see if I can do this. So I know you like the written notes. I want to make sure I follow along. So I do have, first of all, I'm just going to say that I have some exciting news that Armina, you all know Mina, she's not here, I don't think. Armina has been promoted to a director of clinical and resident services. What does that mean? Yes. That is, it's a well-deserved recognition of some expanded responsibilities here at Acacia Creek, and also overseeing Pavilion, our assisted living that's right behind here. So she'll be overseeing Director of Clinical Services and Resident Care for both Acacia Creek and Pavilion. So just when you see her, just help me, join me in congratulating her in this really important and milestone and recognition of her service. So, yeah. It means, let me just, I have another, this might make more sense. Let me finish my paragraph. So, in line with this transition, what does that mean? It means that I will, as the executive director, will now begin to oversee not only Acacia Creek, but be the executive director of Pavilion also. So both of us together just have an expanded responsibility of operations, executive oversight, clinical and resident services and resident experience. So I see some like, what does that mean? Why is that? So it's a couple of things. It's really a natural extension of the services that we provide here at Acacia. Pavilion is a place where a lot of folks move. Most of the people who live there lived here, are friends from Acacia Creek. So it was and they moved there. They're already part of our community, part of our culture. So it was really just a natural extension of those services, and to be able to expand the services here for you guys, for your residents here at Acacia Creek. It also just helps with our one team initiative. I think that we're just combining culture, services, one team on this campus, and just helping us improve on our missions and our operations. And it's just a natural extension here. So that is the big news there. And if you want, we can I don't know if that answered the question. So she's doing what she's doing here. And she's doing that for over there also. So she's still our nurse. She's still there for you all to go to her with some resident service issues, concerns. Resident services, it's anything you need. Right? Are you frustrated? There's something like you've communicated something here and it's not there and you just need some help or some guidance and interface to help navigate some things that you might be butting up against the wall. It's just somebody there to help you navigate issues or problems. And it's either her or myself. Like, you can, the way that you make appointments with me, you can make appointments with her also. Just to help you navigate stuff. That makes sense? Because it's hard to fit some of the stuff in a box, but sometimes maybe your phone doesn't work and you've called and you're not getting the service that you needed and you don't know where to go. Where do I go? I don't know. I put a work order in, like whatever it is, we're those people. Just set up an appointment, give us a call, let us help you navigate. That's sort of the umbrella of resident services here at Acacia. Does that help? Okay. So anyway, we are super excited about this and about what lies in our future as we continue to improve upon services and expand upon our mission. And yes, you a question over here. Hold up. We have to make sure that we. Yeah.
Thank you. Can you introduce her to us this next time when you?
Mina?
No. The person you're talking about.
It's Mina.
Mina.
You know Mina.
Oh God. Okay.
Sorry, maybe I didn't make that clear. Maybe you didn't hear me. It's Mina and I are a team here, and our teamwork is just expanding to our friends right across the street. All right, got it? All right, good. We're not leaving you. We're just expanding our community here. All right. So you will be receiving this policy in your mail with the notes of the meeting after this. But I know there was a lot of questions around what can we use the rooms for? How do we use the rooms? What can they be used for? Church services, art classes, political group, like what are the rules around what and how you as residents can use your public spaces that are part of your home. So we wrote a policy that's very clear, and I'm just going to go over it with you, okay? And do you mind? I'm just going to read it and then you'll see it. I'll try and not be too boring about reading policy. So current residents and family members may reserve space to hold events or gatherings. The purpose of events and gatherings must be legal. So we have to make sure that whatever you rent the rooms for are legal, something legal, nothing illegal going on. Unless it's approved by the executive director, which I won't approve anything illegal. But, and it's non-commercial. Actually, that I misread the sentence. It must be legal, and then if you want to do something, and they must be non-commercial, if they're commercial in nature, then you need the executive director conversation with me. The event or gathering must not disrupt or interfere with the day-to-day operations and activities of Acacia Creek. What are the places that we're talking about? What are the rooms that you can use? So the following rooms may be reserved based on availability and based on suitability. The Tuscany dining room, the multi-purpose room, come on in. The pool patio, weather permitting. The art studio, the game room, the boardroom, the turkey roost, and the studio, which is apartment number 1441. How do you do this? What's the process around how to reserve the room? To reserve the community space, residents or family members must submit a request to the concierge desk no less than 7 days prior to the desired date of your use to make the reservation, make sure that it's open, all of that stuff, it meets the requirements. And the request should include where's my other page? Oh, the back. Oh, it's back. Okay. The request should include the date and time of the event, the type of gathering or the activity, and the estimated number of guests. And then the concierge will confirm availability. What are the guidelines? I think that's the best question. What can the rooms be used for? So the community spaces are available on a first come, first reserved basis. And those reserving the space are responsible. So if you reserve it, you are responsible for returning the space back to its original condition, disposing of the trash properly, and ensuring your guest's behavior is safe, respectable, and community appropriate. The noise must be kept to a level that does not disturb nearby residents, and no arrangement or rearrangement of major furnishings without prior team member approval. You can have food and beverage, so those reserving the room may choose to provide their own light refreshments or arrange catering through the dining services team. You can request catering services, but they must coordinate with the dining services manager, that's Madeline, at least 2 weeks prior, and then those associated costs if you're going to use the catering services. No alcoholic beverages may be served without prior approval of the dining services team. I'm not saying you can't have them, just got to talk to her about it. And then it talks about cancellation if your plans change. And the community reserves the right to deny or reschedule requests at its discretion. For example, if it conflicts with day-to-day operations or other community gatherings. And where is the part that I wanted to, basically, where is the, okay, team member support. So if you're going to reserve it for anything and you need team member support and resources for gatherings must be discussed with the executive directors. To have a conversation with me or their designee, so that would be Mina, that could be Carolee, any one of us could talk to you about if you need team member support in advance of the event. And that team member support will not be provided with respect to events for political or partisan nature. So what does that mean? It means you can use your rooms, those rooms, you reserve them for this process. You can use them for whatever you want. If it's political or partisan in nature, we're not saying that you can't use them. We can't use any team member resources, but the spaces are available if you follow all the rest of the processes in this policy. Okay? All right. So this will be distributed. In order for you to use the room, you've got to follow this process. All right? And I see there's questions.
Where?
I think she was first. She was first.
Sophie?
Did I hear you say that the multipurpose room is also part of this?
The what room?
The multipurpose room.
It is. It's yes. There's some questions over here.
I just want to let you know what Sandra just said works. I applied some time ago for the sewing room on the 4th floor, room number 441, to have a bell choir practice there. So because I wanted the bell choir practice on Saturday, not on Tuesday. Tuesday was a terrible day for that. So I got it on Saturday. Next Saturday is our first Saturday practice.
Wonderful.
And we got it. And so the room is going to be locked over the weekend.
Wonderful.
And we can practice on Saturday. And the bells will be picked up on Monday, but they'll be locked over the weekend. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I think Dennis had a question or a comment.
Yes, make sure I understand. So that would mean that, for example, that in reserving a room, that people could reserve a room and discuss or engage in things that were of a political nature. I'll just say very, very broadly.
Mm-hmm.
And that says that we are not necessarily acting as a Masonic, according to Masonic traditions and practices with respect to political matters. And recently, somebody showed me that somebody had put into writing that asking about political activities here in our facilities, and the person was told, perhaps not giving an exact quote, "This is not a Masonic organization." And Masons think that this is a Masonic facility. Management might have a different view. Could you speak to that point?
So this is, I'm not a Mason, so I can't, but my understanding is that in Lodge, those conversations don't happen, but if you're at your home, they can. Right? So this is people's home, and we are not we are allowing people to reserve within the confines of this process. This allows many different people work here and live here, and this allows people to gather. And it's not that we've never done it before. We have had various groups come in and be hosted by various people, different groups, to coming in and using the public space. What can't happen is, and what I'm going to ask resident council to address the flyering issue, and around, so that's going to be a resident council thing. When Bill gets back, I'm going to talk to him about it. But private groups meeting, clubs meeting, and they're doing it, then that's how we define that. Yes, there's another.
With regard to the sewing room and locking the door, you are aware that there is a triage cart there should we happen to have a disaster, highly unlikely we hope. How will we be able to access that should it be necessary?
What a great question. I'm going to, off the top of my head, you've met Ray. We were doing this work with Ray. I'm going to ask him, where is a place that we can keep the triage that isn't behind a locked door? Maybe it's somewhere else that needs to be kept. Maybe it's down in the administration. Like, I don't know, but let me follow up on that very great question. I've seen that cart. It's about so big.
Yeah, normally it is kept in the one of the bathrooms there, and normally the door can be opened with the code, but you're suggesting that that cannot be done. And also
No, I didn't suggest that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think she was saying that it was going to be locked for the bell choir.
Right. And but then anybody can unlock it that knows the code. Now, secondly,
okay.
We have another triage cart, but it is located in the staff break room. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are great questions for us, but I'm hearing from Carol Lee that the code is still going to work. So yes, the door is going to be locked. However, it's still accessible by code. I don't think anybody's going to touch the bells. But we have cameras now in the hallway, so if someone touched the bells, we'll know exactly who did it. Right? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You have to turn
Is
it
this
off.
on? I have a much quieter opinion of that because I did the research on it, and in the 1500s, there was a law that put through by the Blue Masons Lodge in 1500 that no politics or religion are to be discussed in the lodge room because they're too emotional. And that filtered out into the dining room and other places. And I think it's one of the things that is a very good rule that should always be followed by this. And I think if we have some really hot topic politician things, I think we should discuss them off campus. And that would save a lot of problems with this Masonic home.
Okay. Thank you. It's one of those things where I guess it's more about walking. I don't know. There's many different intersections of rights, of use, and so this was the way that we have decided to allow people to use rooms in the place that they live in a way that's in a room. It's and I don't want to get it. I hear you, and I hear a lot of people. So.
Well, you haven't really stated the tradition of Masonry correctly.
Okay, so you want to.
I don't.
Okay.
We can do that offline. But the
main issue is that it risks.
Well, it was my turn.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
very carefully guarded, very carefully guarded in Masonic lodges, not just in stated meeting or in lodge room, in the lodge.
Okay, but this
Right, got it.
this is the part where it's complicated, right? It's complicated. Yes. There's and then we have some folks over here.
Just a question.
Sorry, and we're going down a political path. What I'm saying is the rooms can be used for many different things. And I'm giving you the rules to use a room. And then the last part of the policy is if you're going to use it for something political, team members will not help you. We're not, and I don't want us to just focus on that it's all about the political groups. I told you I'd come back with what can you use the rooms for, and that's how and what you can use the rooms for. So I don't want us to get into all of this. I just wanted to make policy clear. You may or may not even have groups using it. They might might be using it for I don't know, somebody might have a speaker in from something else and you don't like that. I don't know. I mean, it's just, it can be used for different things.
Here, wait, Ricky.
And then Mr. Sadler.
So to me, politics and religion are really along the same line. So, either we can use it for religious.
We do use it now for religious groups.
Right. So to me, it's the same, politics and religion. If the Masonic rule is no religion nor politics. So I think they should go hand in hand along the same line.
And like I said, it's been a past practice of use. We currently have different groups, religious groups that do use the rooms. This is my job, was to make rules, really clear guidelines around how you use the room. And that's what I did.
I know of no restriction here at Acacia Creek that Masons would curtail any conversation by anybody about any subject, including politics. If a person is going to discuss politics, it takes two to tango. Go ahead and discuss it. What's wrong with that? If it gets out of hand, one or the other should be decent enough to say, all right, we agree to disagree, separate, and we're still friends. That's been my philosophy for 97 years. It's always worked. I've got into some hot subjects with some people, but when it gets to where it's not going anywhere, they're not changing my mind, I'm not changing theirs. Say, okay, we agree to disagree. Take care, shake hands, walk away.
Right, that's the beauty of humanity. If we were all the same, it'd be so boring.
And Masonry has nothing to do with it in this setting here, because this is not a Masonic facility.
Thank you.
At the Masonic home, the same thing applies. But if your activities reflect back on me, then that's a different subject. That was the complaint about the rally.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had people, when I wear my Masonic cap, they hit me and say, what you guys doing down there? Well, I didn't do it. And I even objected to it, but it happened anyway. But I live here and I don't make the rules. But even here, if our Masonic conversation begins to bother somebody next door or next to us, like if we're discussing it here, and he's objecting to this, that's fine. Just say something. We'll stop. Simple as that. It's common decency.
Yeah. Thank you.
And respect.
Thank you. Well stated. And then Ricky has.
Back to the sewing room.
Yes.
The sewing room has always been locked, but it also has been opened at all times to anybody who wanted to go in there. So it'd be nice to have a schedule to know ahead of time who's going to be in if you can't just go in and mend your pants or whatever you're going to do.
Okay. That's a good feedback.
I have one more question about gathering of people in the various rooms. My friends and I are talking about having a little picnic. 6 people. Could we use up, or whom would we clear it to have that up at the conference, up on the hill outside?
Good question. I'm going to put it on our notes for Carolee and I to circle back. I don't have that answer. Picnic out, like out here.
Right.
Okay.
Event center.
Outside.
Did I see another hand?
I know we have the sewing room studio reserved for July 27th at 2:30. I did not know it was locked. So I just go to the concierge and find a way to get in, or what do I do? I'm not sure I understood.
There's a code, I believe.
Okay.
Carolee's next to you. She can help you with that.
Oh, thank you, Carolee. Didn't see you there. Thank you.
All right. So that's all I have on my agenda for today. Thank you all for your patience as we work through this. One more. And I guess I didn't see any more questions. Okay.
I have a request which needs your approval. We have we have a beautiful hill above the event center, and the hike to there is about 1 mile, not very strenuous. But it would be nice to have a few benches there so that the
that's
older
nice.
people can sit there, have a rest before we continue our hike. And I tell you, the Masons, the Arcadia people say they need the approval of the Masons for that.
Okay.
So-
I thank you for bringing that up. I asked him to bring that up so I could have it officially in the minutes, so I would remember to try and find out. Thank you. Dennis, then, I don't know which order we're in.
I'll just try to keep it really short. There's one of my usual dining partners who is going to bring something up tonight, and he can't make it.
Okay.
So on his behalf, but it's also something I'm very sympathetic to. It's food. So that some people, at least, I know food is a thing where we're not all going to agree, but some people think that it's declining in quality noticeably in recent weeks and months. About 2 meetings ago or something, when we did the budget review, I mentioned to you zero-based budgeting and suggested that my personal top priorities were our staff, our facilities, and our food.
Yes.
And our budget was cut for food substantially before you got here. So if there's anything we could do to try to free up some money for better ingredients, I don't think the problem is the chef. But again, I'm being a little bit calmer than I think he would phrase this, that the food's just not so good, and I don't disagree.
Okay, thank you. I actually am going into, I think Bev wants to say something after. We are going into budget. I'm going into budgets. I heard you. I'm actually going to, when Bill gets back, going to ask for a committee to talk to you about priorities. And anyway, more to come. But yes, food is
Yep.
always
She
something that we
knows,
should
she
not.
knows. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to totally change the subject. I have had people ask me, because I have been here a long time, and they have been here 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, and so on. And the carpeting in their rooms is getting worn. Do we have a mechanism for replacing carpeting in older apartments, apartments occupied by the same person for a long time?
That question came up this week, and I'm trying to decide if there is a process, what the process is, what the best practice is, what's the recommendation. It has been brought to my attention. I don't have an answer for that, but so I don't want to say, yeah, everybody, I want to be very careful and choose my words wisely, but I am looking into research about what that process could look like.
Okay, thank you.
I'm also having the same problem.
Yes.
I didn't notice it, but my carpet is starting to deteriorate. It's
Yes.
buckling or
How-
doing something.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard that from someone else this week, so it's on my radar. I want to make sure we have time for other people to talk too.
Oh, I'm going back to the food. They put pork, and then there's these words that nobody knows unless they are fluent in a foreign language. And then I wonder. But anyway, we get menus which look lovely, but when they get, nobody knows what their stuffing on them is. And besides, we're mostly Americans, and we like American food, and everything seems to be some kind of foreign dish. And I think something needs to be done to have American food.
Well, I encourage you to talk to your food committee members. We have a new mission statement. I know we're going to work on a new project of menus and alternate menus, and I know that they hear you because they speak on those issues. And thank you. It's one of those things. Some people like all different kinds of food, so we have to figure out how to offer all different kinds of food. Sydney.
I am the culinary part of it, but I went through our last not the handbook, the one that shows how many people are here. The
Yeah.
rooms, okay. There were like 25% to 30% non-white American. We had Japanese, Chinese, Filipino. They're
We have a
entitled.
very diverse population, and we
Thank
have
you.
to serve a very diverse menu.
Thank
Is that
you.
what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. All right, with that, who's up next? Carolee, Penny?
I'll go.
Okay, thank you all. The drivers is in the process. They're going through all the pre-boarding, pre-hiring requirements. Yeah, well, they have to go through, we have to get fingerprint, all this stuff.
Well, good evening, everybody. I got a lot of exercise tonight, thank you. And speaking of exercise,
That was your best one.
if you would like to get some
Oh, you're still gonna have
exercise
open
and
offices.
check out the birds on
Sandra?
campus, did you know that there is a birding walk next
train me as a backup. I felt
Wednesday,
really
the
bad I couldn't
16th?
come back there.
There's a woman that works at MCYAF who is a birder, Yvette, lovely woman. And I met her, she was telling me, oh, do you hear that? That's the whatever bird. So she is a real birder. She'll take you on a lovely birding walk. That will be at 10 a.m. next Wednesday. Just show up in the lobby. And I know a lot of you showed up for the horticultural walk. Well, this is like that, but different. So hopefully there'll be a lot of people interested in checking out all the birds on campus. Also next Wednesday, did you see the flyer? We're going to have an evening of music at 6:30 on the patio over at Saddam Building. And there's a duo coming. They're going to sing songs from the 50s, 60s, and we could sing along with them. Nancy's going to be mixing up some cocktails and mocktails. We'll be popping some popcorn. Just a nice way to enjoy summer. Music in the evening. And do bring a little jacket as it might cool off, but it should be fun, and I hope to see you all there. Of course, I was going to mention that. Thank you. Anytime we offer something at the auditorium or the patio, there is always a shuttle. We'll always shuttle you over. Just show up at the desk and let them know, hey, I'm here. Where's the shuttle? Thank you for mentioning that, Roger. And water volleyball, we rescheduled that. Yesterday we didn't have enough people, but we're going to do that on Friday, July 18th. So all you water volleyball players, I see 3 of you right there. Get your suits ready, and we need spectators too. That will be 3 o'clock on Friday the 18th. And this Friday, the 11th, I'll be doing some pub trivia. So if you'd like to come and have a little fun, we serve drinks and we answer trivia questions right here in the Turkey Roost. And then I will be doing that on Thursday, July 31st as well. Olive and I will be there for the stretch tomorrow at 3 o'clock and Wednesday, July 30th at 3 o'clock in the lobby. This is a nice stretch for people who don't like to exercise. Don't exercise, just come stretch. 30 minutes and you can get all your body parts stretched out. Okay, we have taiko drummers coming in August 7th at 10 a.m. We're going to do that over at the patio next door. They're bringing the big drums and all their drummers, and they always let us get up and do some drumming at the end. So if you want to check out the taiko drumming, this is a dynamic Japanese art form that combines music and martial arts. So, and you could hear it all over the campus. So that should be a lot of fun. Please mark your calendars. Also, mark your calendars because we are having a luau August 22nd. That's a Friday. We're going to do that over at the auditorium in the patio next door. We are going to have you sign up for that. I'll get the sign-up sheets in the binder by the end of the week, and it will be a meal credit. We need you to sign up because we need to know how much food to bring over. So we're going to have Hawaiian musicians, couple hula dancers. So a lot of fun. And again, it's summer. Let's get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. And one last thing, I'm looking for volunteers to help create a display of residents' creations. So we've done this in the past. We called it the county fair. We're going to try to do it again, but I want a resident committee to really decide when is the best time to do it and to help gather people's things. And we will put it on display. We've done it in the lobby. We've done it up here, but I'm looking for some organizers. I already had one volunteer who I told this idea to, so I just need a few more people. So think about that, and if you're interested, give me a call. And that's all I have, I believe. Yes, it is. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to hand it over to Carolee.
Hello, everybody. Here we go. Everything and more right here. Okay, first thing up, Ken Brady is our new librarian for the first floor library. And look at him, he's showing off right over there. He is looking for volunteers. He's looking for people who are subject matter people. These are people who know things about things. To come into the library and look at the books about these things and tell them, hey, is that book supposed to go in that section or should it go in there? He would like your expertise. So if you have said expertise, see Ken. He's also looking for volunteers if you don't feel that's your cup of tea, but you would like to look through books, put books back on shelves. He's looking for shelvers. So if that's something that might get you excited, talk to Ken because he's looking for you too. We're going to send out a flyer with this information, so it'll have his extension on there. So if it's something you're interested in, please give him a call because he would love to have you as part of his team in the library. We are also hosting AA meetings on campus now. So AA meetings are going to happen over at Masonic Home in their boardroom. So as this is something that speaks to you, on Sundays each week will be the big book meeting, and on Wednesday will be the speaker meetings. And it'll be, there's a flyer down in the mailroom that gives you more details about this. It's all confidential. If you are in AA, you know how the meetings run and you know what the big book is and what the speaker meetings are. Okay, yes.
I went over there to hear the speaker tonight and they canceled the meeting, but we didn't know about it here at Acacia Creek. So maybe there could be a conversation where they can let you guys know. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, because I didn't know they canceled the meeting, and I think today was the first speakers meeting. Oh, the person I don't know. Okay, so it was, okay. Yeah, I'll let my contact that set this up, let them know to let us know so we can get the word out. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so here are the events for July. These are all on your calendar. They're all in the dailies. You probably get flyers for them in your mailbox, and they're going to be in the notes. So y'all are going to get it right now. Okay, so on July 9th, which is today, and on the 23rd, we have Mindful Movement with Serena. And I heard you had a crowd today. All right, that's great. Okay, so the next one she's hosting for her Mindful Movement is going to be on the 23rd, so mark your calendar. On July 10th, Sandra is going to be doing her first, did she leave? Oh, I was like, she left and she's going to promote her new group. She's going to be doing a mindful meditation and breathing class, all set around us here at Acacia Creek. So the first one is happening Thursday at 10:30, and then the next one's going to be on the 17th at 2 p.m. So come and join her in the multi-purpose room. Also on July 10th is a very busy day. Okay. Also on July 10th, her Ching is going to be doing her Chinese scallion pancake demonstration class. There was so much interest in this, she's now having 2 classes. So if you signed up, you know your session's either going to be 10:30 or 2:30. Okay. So that's happening in the studio. Sandra's up again. On the July 11th at 10 o'clock, she's going to be doing her yoga class again. And on the 11th as well, we have the resident forum. Azi Akbari, Vice President, Board of Directors for the Alameda County Water District, is going to be here to present on where our water comes from. And why do some people don't like the way it tastes? That'll be very interesting because people are very particular about how their water tastes coming out of their faucet. Okay, on Saturday, Masonic Homes is hosting a Cocktails and Classic Cars show. We just got the flyer. I haven't seen it, so I'm not even sure what kind of classic cars they are. But Les tells us they're going to be good cars. Plus, there's cocktails, so it'll be fun. Head on over there around 2 o'clock. On the 14th, Yanese is going to be doing her second Fit Talk this month on exercising and managing varicose veins. If you have varicose veins, there are some exercises that you can do to ease that pain that you get from those veins. On July 17th, we are hosting our first grief community and connection group. We've had a lot of loss in the community over this last month, and there's lots of loss and grief settling along amongst all of us. And I get people coming to my office on a regular basis talking about the losses that they have felt in the last weeks. So we're hosting a grief support group. It's going to be happening on the 17th up here at 10 o'clock. Alex from MCYAF, who has been doing the groups on Tuesday mornings, he's going to be here to help facilitate that discussion with us. So come and join us. On the 25th at 4 p.m., it's going to be TGIF right up here in the Turkey Roost, and it's going to be a back in the day. And Dr. Carol Silva here is going to be talking about China before 1949 Communist Revolution. All right, this is what y'all have been waiting for. Dun, dun, dun. Pinky is going to be doing a Zumba class on July 30th at 2:30, and this time we're going to do it over in the auditorium. So we have a bigger space to be able to move around. So that is something we're adding. So look for the flyers. We'll do the half sheet flyers. It'll be up here, but it's going to be on July 30th, 2:30 at the auditorium. And then the last day of the month, the team from Lorber, Skilled Nursing, is going to be here to be talking about what you can expect at your stay in Lorber if you need to use skilled nursing services. That's all I got. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for coming.
That's a wrap. Okay.
That's it.